Hello, and welcome to Play is the Key. Today we will be discussing how play is important for a child's overall development. First, we will determine what is play. I'm sure we all remember childhood situations where we felt free to explore and discover our environment through naturalistic play situations. I know I remember being a child and pretending to own a restaurant or work in a chip stand where we would serve food to our brothers or sisters and our cousins. And it's really funny to look back on it now because I realized today that that was a big example of socio-dramatic play. Well, play for children is work. It's their type of work. They learn to use their imagination and to discover new situations and new obstacles and new challenges in their environment. They become more independent. They begin to discover the problem-solving skills and abilities that they may not have had before. And most of all, they find out how things work. The only way you can find out how things work is by doing it. Work and play is satisfying to children. They love to try new things and most of all to succeed in these new activities. They love discovering new skills and new abilities, such as, managing to cut through a paper. I don't know how many times I've heard a child say, "Yay, I did it!" And they just feel that sense of pride, and it's great to see. And letting children learn through play is the best way to encourage these skills. Play is self-initiated and self-directed. Children have the chance to do activities that are interesting to them. They learn at their own pace. When you teach children through curriculums that are very strict and they have to do these things at these exact times, children end up being uninterested in the activity, uninterested in the skill that we are trying to get them to reach. Such as making a child count to 10 every day. That would be just annoying to the child, as it would be to us as well. Play is just the best way to nourish and develop skills and abilities that are necessary for children to be able to advance in school and in life. Play also builds self-confidence and helps children develop important friendship building skills. Aspects of play-based learning. Play helps flourish every aspect of a child's development, such as physical, emotional, intellectual, communication skills. It also offers open-ended possibilities for learning. They can discover anything in their environment at their own pace. Play is child-oriented, again, as I mentioned earlier. Children do what interests them at the time. It teaches children to cope with stressful situations and to build problem-solving skills. Doing is always better than saying. I'm sure everybody's heard this saying before. Doing is better than seeing. The best example I can give for this is giving children 2 cups that can hold the same capacity of water. So one can be tall and one can be large, but they hold the same capacity of water. So you watch the children, or you allow the children to discover the water capacity by pouring into each cup. And they will eventually learn that both cups hold the same amount of water, but they're just different shapes. And again, play promotes creativity and self-knowledge. So children get the chance to discover what interests them and what are their capacities and abilities in certain situations. Our role as educators. Well, we will discuss our role as educators. First of all, it is our role to give children an appropriate amount of time to discover these abilities and skills and to have a chance to actually participate in meaningful play. We must also provide open-ended materials that allow children to discover all these new emerging skills and abilities that they may have, such as Play-Doh, blocks, dress-up clothes, activities that allow them to practice their gross motor skills, such as tricycles. You can have blocks set up with like large blocks with a mat, and they can stand on the blocks and jump off and explore those capabilities. Again, ensure that all the children have access to play opportunities are included in play. So we want to make sure that everybody feels that they're allowed to play in the activities. If you see a child that seems a little bit excluded from the group, you try to invite him into the play activities and say, "Come, let's see if you can play with your friends. Let's see what he's doing over here. Let's read a story together." Or if there's children with special abilities, try to make sure there's activities that are appropriate for their skill level. Let the children guide their play experience. Therefore, let them play with what toys they desire and what pace they would like. Don't say, "Oh, you need to play with these books right now. We're doing circle now. You need to sit down for circle." Allow the children to explore and to roam the room as they desire. Play with the children on their own terms. Share in the experience. Best example I can do for this is, don't be afraid to be silly. I'm always at the children's level. I'm always trying to interact with them in the funnest, most appropriate way possible. The other day, I worked at a daycare full-time, and the other day I was playing with the children, and I put on a chef hat, and I was putting on a little apron. The apron was actually the size of one of the toddlers, but I ended up getting it to fit on my neck, and I tied it up and everything. It was about this high. But the children thought it was hilarious, and they joined in my play. They were bringing me food. They were showing me. They were naming the food to me and telling me, "Come help me cook," and things like that. You just need to explore and participate in the children's play, and then we'll get them more engaged in their play. Another example would be, if you're playing outside with the children, don't be afraid to run around the yard and play tag with them, play hide and seek, go down the slide with them. Just interact with the children and get down to their level, you know. Basically, be a child. That's my favorite part of being a E.C.E. Assistant at at the daycare. I get to pretty much be a child and enjoy life. So help the children initiate questioning about their surroundings. A great example would be, "Oh, did you see that in the tree? I think I seen a squirrel. Where's the squirrel? Do you see the squirrel?" And then you get the children to chase around the yard, look for the squirrel, and initiate questions. Another example could be, "Oh, you have 2 ducks in your hands. Oh, what color are the ducks?" And the children get to look at the ducks and tell you the color, or just an unlimited amount of examples you can do for initiating questioning. Well, that's the end of my presentation. I would like to thank everybody for being here with me today and learning more about play and the importance it plays in children's learning and development. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.